G'day, here we are, episode 4 of 4 Guys on a Chesterfield.
-1.
Not quite 4 today. We have another guest this week with us. We have Leroy from Native Instruments Australia. And we've got Dave.
Hi.
Our couch regular. We're going to be talking a few things a bit higher tech this week. We have Maschine, brand new Mark II, has just been released.
We're going to keep the low tech in it as well. We're not talking about it, but all will be revealed.
It's Mark III.
Mark III.
Mark
Yes.
III.
I'm just a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Maschine Mark III.
The new edition
Yes.
of the Maschine range, Mark III.
Mark III. Leroy.
Yes.
DJ, producer, educator.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That'd be a fairly good summary of your background.
Yep, that's what I've been doing. I've been making music for quite a while now, since I was about 15
Yep.
or so. Programming predominantly. I like sampling and all things high tech. I began when I was about 15. I used like an old Roland 303 Dr. Sample back in the day,
Yep.
and went through and did different things called Electribe.
Yeah.
I got on to Push about 2009. Maschine about 2009. Oh.
Get the timeline right, Leroy. Jeez.
And it's just a fantastic production unit for kind of sequencing beats and making arrangements, and also making melodies and all kinds of things.
What sort of genres you hop around on?
Predominantly electronic, nothing too aggressive. I'm a big fan of kind of like hip hop and neo soul and funk and all that sort of stuff. Come from a background based heavily on sampling. So old records I like to sample, and any instrument as well. Your guitar there looks like we could probably.
I think we could do something with it.
And pretty normal case use for this is your kind of electronic dance, but we want to show it from a bit of a different angle, don't we? We want to show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of videos out there doing the vinyl sampling, or I suppose there's a lot of people just sampling direct off their desktop as well with MP3s. But yeah, we're gonna just try.
Yeah, I mean, with the audio interface, you could sample your iPhone even. So,
that's right. Yeah,
you can do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Interface built in. This is the new edition, so it's Native Instruments 96K interface in there.
Yeah, 24-bit 96K built-in audio interface.
So one out to your monitors.
Yeah, microphone, dynamic mic line in. Two mono or stereo outputs, and a headphone out as well. So yeah, there's some serious connectivity now with the new edition of Maschine, which is great.
Now, obviously, this isn't. Well, it's not obvious, but it isn't standalone. We've got our laptop running off to the side there. But the idea with Maschine is,
yes, it's a software hardware system, so they work perfectly.
I suppose it stems from producers who want to use hardware and they don't want to be staring at a screen. They want the workflow of hardware like it was back in the old days with the old Akai samplers and.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you can see by the design of it with the 16 velocity sensitive pads that it sort of stems from that Akai sort of design workflow, using the pads to trigger sounds and to sample sounds into, or to load instruments into. But with the new edition, the MK3 has these two really high resolution screens. So on the previous model, the MK2 didn't have, well, it had screens, but they weren't quite as intuitive, and they didn't give as much kind of integration into the software. So now we have the ability to be able to kind of see everything that's going on in front of us without having to reference our computer as much. So it kind of acts a bit more of as a standalone unit, which is really nice because we like to have something nice and tangible to kind of get our hands on, rather than having to be focused solely on software, which is kind of the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Chill.
So so it's a great little workstation. In this video, we thought we'd probably just sample some of Dave's guitar. We'll just go directly line in.
Completely dry.
Yeah,
and
completely
we'll chuck
dry.
some amp stuff on it later.
And what I might do is I'll just quickly chop all the audio up and, I don't know, kind of make a new arrangement using the pads, and I'll sequence a drum beat over it and just show you kind of how quick and easy it is to, do that.
All right. Cool.
Let's do that.
I'm going to get out of the way. And
Craig's
you guys
going to jump on.
Do your stuff.
All right.
Jump on the camera and
all right. Yep.
audio.
Yep.
What do you reckon?
I think that's pretty good, mate.
I think we've got something.
We've got a little audio sample, which is comes directly up on the displays. So now I can start using these encoders and the screens to dice that up and place the individual sounds or individual chops onto the pads, and then I can use the pads to make a new phrase and a new kind of arrangement, or a different groove, which is cool. So why don't we see how we do that?
Well, do you want to get on the bench?
Let's get on the bench. Okay, so we have our audio sample here. This is the phrase from Dave. And you can see the playheads playing there. So if I hit the edit button, now I can kind of go through and actually start slicing this up, and I can edit the start and end points. So what I might want to do is use this encoder here to slice this section. This encoder here will zoom in on individual parts. Cool, and I'm going to use this duplicate button to essentially make multiple duplicates of this sample and just take different individual parts that we want to put on the pad. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll duplicate it to the next pad, and I'm going to use the start and end points to select different parts of the phrase. So just bear with me. Alright, cool. I reckon that's probably enough for right now, just with those 8 samples. The first thing I want to do, though, is I would like to put some effects over the group of sounds, just to make it sound not so dry. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my encoder here, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to put some reverb on it. Select load. Turn the mix down a little bit. Use the encoder, select it, and I might add a chorus just to give it a bit more stereo image, widen it up a little bit, and maybe I will add this transient master effect, which kind of just brightens up some of the transients. Cool. Now on this group here, group B, I actually have some drums preloaded. Inside Maschine, it comes with a whole library full of drum sounds that you can just quickly load up straight away. So that makes your workflow a lot faster, just being able to browse through sounds that you like. And these sounds I like quite a lot. So I might just start with these, and I might just quickly create a bit of an arrangement. So use my note repeat button here. We'll repeat notes based on the tempo and the interval, and it's currently set to 8 notes. So add in some snares at the end of this bar. Add in some kick. Now, I didn't like that, so I might just undo that and just redo it. So shift undo will undo that. Nice, so that's just like a simple 2-bar loop, and now that I've got some kind of groove in the background there, I can just go back to group A where those original samples were that I chopped up, and I can sort of start to record those in a different way to make kind of like a phrase. So let's just go ahead and do that. Whatever you don't like, you can just quickly shift and undo that. And a lot of this will just be kind of just making a bit of time just to, come up with an arrangement that you like.
Alrighty, that's pretty cool. So that's your basics, your very elementary of beat making.
Yeah, it's a very small part of kind of the concept behind the machine. The sampling. There's loads more that can be done under the hood. It's just a short little introduction into slicing up some audio samples and placing them on the pads and making a little arrangement. In this case, it was good to have some original content from Dave. But
Thank you.
You can sample from many sources.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Vinyl, MP3s, whatever.
Yeah, your iPhone.
And we've had a lot of fun doing it. So if you want to see more, hit us up in the comments.
We'll see if we can get this fella back again down the track. And,
love to.
Yeah, hit us up. What do you want to know? We'll try and let you. We'll try and tell you that next time, or another time down the track. Cool.
Thanks, Leroy.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for coming in.
Yep. Catch you soon.
Ta. So cool. Dave, you also got to have a little chat with Steve Marks from Blackstar UK this week.
Yes, I did. And we've got a video of that.
We have.
That we can segue into at some point.
I think we should say insert video here.
Insert video here. G'day guys, Dave here at KC's Rock Shop. Here with Steve Marks from Blackstar UK. He's graced us with his presence, and how you going, Steve?
All right, man. How are you?
Very well.
Good to see you.
You too.
I think it's my third visit to this
Third
store.
visit, yeah.
Yes, it's always good to get back.
Always love having you out here, and very much appreciate the distance travel.
Yeah, it's a long way, right?
All the way from Birmingham.
All the way from Birmingham, UK. Yeah, but I cover
He comes just here. No, he doesn't. Just tell us a bit about your role at Blackstar.
Okay, so my official role is product trainer.
Yep.
So I spent a good 15 or so years in my hometown, Birmingham, England, working in various guitar stores, managing a couple, and really love getting into the crux of a product, like really into it and finding out the selling points and how to suit it to a certain player or customer. Yep. And I was really good friends with one of the guys at Blackstar called Keith Dudley, and he was one of the ex-Marshall guys who started the brand. And we went way back to when I was a younger guy, became friends in guitar stores. And he used to sort of come in and see me, but he would say hello, and then he'd see me doing my thing, my demoing thing, and he just liked my approach, my soft approach. I didn't sit there shredding in front of a customer trying to impress them. I just talked about the gear, really. And he said, I'd love you to work with us. So I've been with the company 5 years now, and it's my role to travel the globe to all the Blackstar stores and spend time with you guys and the guys on the floor, just make sure that they understand the features and also, importantly, the story behind the product.
So at this point, people watching are going, how do I get your job? It's gone.
I feel very fortunate to do what I do, but I also knew that a lot of demo guys that I knew back home sort of came and went. So I really wanted to hold on with both hands. I did all my research for my interviews, made sure I knew the products really well, and made sure I turned it up.
Yeah, definitely.
And played it loud.
Rock and roll. Well, that's what it's all about. 10th anniversary, which to me, it blows my mind every time I say it or hear it. It feels like Blackstar's been around for so much longer when you're sitting on par with
some big brands, right?
Big brands that have been around for 60 years. You guys are one of the very few brands that
to go global.
Go global and really compete in a big way.
It's a massive achievement. The guys who started Blackstar and they left the company Marshall way back when, they're very passionate still to this day. It's still the same team. And they're hands-on with everything from the hand-wired stuff right down to the fly, and that's super important. And their ears are really tuned in. They listen to the market. They think of what people are looking for. They refine the products all the time, and it's super exciting to work for such a great team. And the 10th anniversary, wow! It's flown by. I've been with the company almost 5 years, and it's strange for me to think I've been there half of its life.
I just think you guys must have hit the ground running from day dot to achieve such success. Where, back in 2009, Blackstar was. Very much in
just starting.
But in all the players that I knew, it was in their face. And
the whole idea was to build up the brand respect in the early days. So the hand-wired artisan products, Series 1 products as well for the touring guys. So we got the respect of a lot of endorsees around the world in different styles, I might add as well. So I'll talk about that later, but to be able to do what we've done is super exciting.
Yeah.
We feel very fortunate to be growing in a market that's sort of
narrowing. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Right. So just a real brief history. I know you're probably sick of telling the story, but
that's not a nod. That's I'm ready to go.
Good. Shoot.
A brief history of the brand. So started by 6 guys from Marshall. They had a lot of ideas that were often sort of ignored back in the day. They liken it to being in a band with a lead singer that didn't want to play your songs.
Yeah.
So they did the solo album, right?
Yeah.
10 years later, we've really hit every market sector. The high-end stuff, as I've mentioned, right down towards the sort of the battery-powered 3-watt mini amps that sound killer.
Absolute killer.
Yeah. So 10 years in, it's time to look at the business and maybe reevaluate and do some new exciting products that are coming at you in this store.
That's right.
Soon.
I think there's some over there as well.
Yeah, so the history is still being made.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, one of the earliest products Blackstar designed was the HT range of pedals, high tension, the way the voltage hits that tube, and they had an idea way back when, previous said company, where they wanted to do something that will give you an emulated line amp.
Yeah.
So you could use it in an amp, or you could use it direct into a PA or a mixer, and they had that idea way back there, but certain people really didn't sort of dig it, and it was like, well, if we sell loads of those, we're not going to sell these. Yeah. So it was shelved. But one of the first products they made when they made the break, which I'm sure you can appreciate, was a very bold, brave move to do that as a team of a group of people to step out of it. One of the earliest products they made was the H2 range of pedals, and that allowed you to use it with an amp or go direct. And of course, these days, fast forward 12 years to now or something like that, and what does everybody look for these days? Stuff that can go direct and easy.
Yep, definitely.
These guys were way ahead of the game. The H2 range of pedals started out life as a biscuit tin.
There you go.
And surprised everybody that was looking at it. And
so you were launching it, well, you weren't launching it, Blackstar was launching it and
so
pumping this gigantic sound through the
PA. And it started out life as a biscuit tin with a cable and a cable.
Pulled out the biscuit tin and
that was the
crowd erupts.
That was the whole idea behind the H2 range of pedals. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I always want to ask.
Yeah.
What biscuits were they?
Digestive, I think.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure.
Where's the tin?
I'm not sure. We should have kept that for the history books. Right?
I reckon. A couple of new things.
Yeah.
So Mark II H2 Venue.
Yeah.
Little bit we do have one here, but just a quick rundown on it.
Yeah, sure. So quick rundown is H2 Venue was a product that we launched, and it's sort of the middle ground between high-end Blackstar and digital Blackstar.
Yeah.
And it's sort of an affordable, loads of bang for your buck product range. And the reason we called it Venue is we had like the Studio 20, the Club 40, the Stage 60. That's the hint in the name.
Yeah.
And it suited different players. So 7 years on, something like that, we decided to re-engineer it, redesign it from the ground up.
Yeah.
So the main focus of that was to be a great reference amp. So it had those warm, full-bodied cleans, those boutique cleans, those classic crunch, and then the super high gains using the ISF, the infinite shape feature, to dial all that in. But these days, people are looking at different reference amps, right?
Yeah.
In the market. So we've looked at things over the past 3 years that people are really digging, sort of refining all the features, making it smaller, more compact, looking at new products that give guys reverb out there that can be quite pricey.
Yeah. And
we've re-engineered the reverb in the new amps. They have USB recording options, balance line out, different reverb, as I've said, and it's just a more refined product and smaller.
Yeah.
The heads have gone from the 412 size to here.
That, yeah.
So it's super
which
exciting.
is the way
Yeah.
life is going.
The market's changed, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
there you
So what really impressed me is you basically got 6 amps on the go.
Yeah.
With that, and you've got a modelling amp that's purely valve.
Yeah. Absolutely.
With
that's
USB
the way to look
capability.
at it. That's the way to look at it. Yeah, for sure.
And I think the salient point that we were talking about earlier is that I wouldn't say it's a stigma, but Blackstar has always been a metal amp in many people's eyes, which isn't necessarily true because it started out as a boutique product.
Yeah.
But I think the Mark II's bringing it back into and with lines like artist and whatnot. It's not an amp just for metal. It's an amp that everyone can.
Yeah. So it does get pigeonholed a little bit.
Yep.
But it's interesting to know that something like a Series 1 product, right, is used by someone like Silenos from Dimmu Borgir, a Norwegian black metal band.
Yeah.
And the same product, same amp, is used by Joe Don Rooney and the Rascal Flatts, Nashville.
Yeah.
And that just shows you that those reference tones are in there for different styles of players. And the whole dream was to do that with every product. And that's what the ISF's about, giving you those scooped American, warm British things. So, yeah, I mean, it does get sort of pigeonholed a little bit. Maybe the name's a little bit to do with that, the fact that it's sort of the black and the way they look.
Yeah.
But certainly the guys that run the show at Blackstar, they enjoy metal, but they enjoy blues, they enjoy jazz. There's lots of different styles of players.
If you ever get a chance to just jump on the website, look at the artist roster, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah,
it's huge, and some names you might not know, but heaps that you will, covering so many different genres.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really dig it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a trio of 10 watt.
Yeah, so this is a really
combos.
special moment. We've got 3 single-ended Class A combos coming out for the 10th anniversary, special edition, limited as well. So each of them have a different flavour. There's an Artisan, which has an EL34 single-ended output tube. There's an Artist, which has got a 6L6, and then a KT88 version on the Series 1 product. They all have equipped with an effects loop, switchable reverb, switchable mode.
Yeah.
So it's not like a channel change, it's a mode. So the 6L6 Artist sounds like you're putting a really nice overdrive in the front end of a clean amp. It's sort of an American style tone. The Artisan sounds like you're jumping a hand-wired amp with a patch cable from channel 1 to channel 2. And then the Series 1 is like going from a warm clean to a super high gain.
So yeah, you need to play all 3 of them. They're fantastic.
Yeah, they have a different flavour.
They do, and so distinct and recognisable. And yeah, probably a lot of people are going to be asking, why is it limited? Please make it standard.
Maybe so. Maybe.
I know you can't say much, but
make sure you get in and try them. And
and pick one up if you can. Streeting in Australia for 1K-ish.
Yeah, 1K.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're about wrapped up.
Cool.
This man needs to get on a plane in
a few hours.
A few hours, yeah.
But it's great to be here and great to talk about the product, and we appreciate the support. I know the whole team of guys at Blackstar HQ in England really appreciate the growth of the brand in Australia, and we thank CMI and you guys for that. So
wonderful.
All good.
Thanks heaps, Steve.
Thanks, man. See you soon.
That was a good chat with Steve.
What a nice bloke.
Yeah.
The Genos has arrived.
The Genos.
So the Genos is now in store, so please come down and check that out.
I think we've all been a bit surprised by the Genos.
Yes.
It's not your typical
Tyros.
Yamaha Arranger. So they've certainly pushed to a lot further towards a professional gigging person's instrument.
Yeah, and if any of you know our Korg man Francis, I snuck up. Well, I didn't sneak up. I was walking behind him as he was playing the Genos, and I heard him say under his breath, "Damn, this is good."
Yeah.
For him to say that,
that's a Korg guy.
That's a Korg dyed in the wool. Runs a Facebook page, knows the most about Kronos at least. Yeah. That's Francis.
So yeah, samples in it. Knockout.
Yeah, and they've got the Game of Thrones theme built into it.
Yeah. While we're on keyboards, we also had the
Continental.
The Continental. Yeah. To rock up this week.
Which we sold pretty much the same day, so we haven't had it back in store. So
till today,
it's back. So come try it out. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We did a video just quickly that you can have a look at. But yeah, lots of exciting stuff.
Happening in guitar world.
In guitar world, we had our Japanese Fenders come in.
We did,
which are all really nice.
There's a pretty interesting backstory with how Japanese Fenders came to be. Probably don't have time to go into all of it, but do your research.
Do your research, and you'll find an amazing quality instrument. you know, not at a low price, but at a price that if you were to spec it with the US built ones, they'd be enormous.
I think it'd be fair to say that sits price-wise between a Mexican and a Japanese. Sorry, Mexican and an American.
Yeah, really well.
But yeah, really spec'd out like a US.
Yeah, that's right. Got a couple of limited edition Fender amps in it as well.
Yeah.
Check them out. Links in the description.
We do have something pretty cool coming soon as well from Ibanez.
We do. We've got some limited artist models.
Yeah. In neon?
Neon? Yeah, there's some neon ones. Yeah. We'll have to get them up on the website so you can have a look at them.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's lots of exciting things.
We're going to NAMM.
We're going to NAMM. Me and Craig are going to NAMM.
And we might try this format.
Yeah, on
NAMM.
a couple of our American counterparts. And, I want to hit up the Andertons guys and find out why they stole our name for their keyboard segment on their videos.
And you might go and have some hero worship to the captain.
Bit of hero worship, maybe. Just a little.
Yeah.
So that's about it for episode 4. Now it's minus 2 guys on a Chesterfield.
We'll have more next week.
Yeah.
4 guys on a Chesterfield, less 2 guys on a Chesterfield.
Yeah.
Plus, how many guys on a Chesterfield?
I don't know. So, thanks for watching once again, and we hope you enjoyed the content. And again, if you have any suggestions, things you want to learn about, anything like that, let us know.
Anyone you reckon we should talk to?
Yeah.
Like, we do have access to a few industry people, possibly a few artists as well.
Yeah, we've got customers who might surprise you where they've been and where they're from. But yeah.
Or if you reckon you want to come and sit on the couch with us,
tell us.
There we go.
That's a challenge.
Cool.
See you
next time.
Bye.